Good morning. It is March 10th, and I have some bad news. Our chickens are dead. We had an animal a couple weeks ago come in the middle of the night. The coop door was accidentally left open, and an animal came in and killed them. We had 8 Rhode Island red chickens, and it got all of them. So I was debating whether or not to share this with people, but here we are. This is the circle of life. This is reality when you have a homestead or when you choose to take care of animals. Sometimes some things just happen. So here we are. This is our chicken coop. And I just wanted to make this video to share that, but also to share what our plan is here with this space because we've already put it in. And so that's what this video is going to be. Sorry I didn't make a video last week. I really just was not feeling good. I was sick and my back was still hurting. For those of you guys that watched my last video, I did get some answers from my doctor, and essentially the bottom portion of my spine down here is twisted out of place, my sacrum. So I've been doing some exercises to try and help fix it. I'm going to be doing PT here soon, but that's that. So I appreciate all the prayers for that. But so I'm just going to show you guys what the coop looks like right now, the things that we're hoping to do or that we're needing to do before we get new baby chicks, and then some kind of ideas and future stuff that we might do for new or for chicks in the far future. So this is our coop. Some neighbors that used to live up the road from us, they had this coop and they were moving, and so they offered it up to us. They gave us the actual fencing and then the coop portion and then this thingy here in the middle, this roosting bar in the middle. And then last summer, me, my mom, and my dad, we built this lean-to also over top of it. It was pretty simple. I don't have building instructions for it. It's just a lean-to, or just a pavilion, kind of. So, we have, I don't know if you can see in the video, but there's a tire over here that we were trying to make a dust bath out of. It did not work very well. A lot of our chicken stuff was pretty rushed, just because we got the chicks and then we didn't have all the stuff set up, which is one thing that I'm really happy about this time around, is that we will have most everything set up, and the only things that we will do are extra things that will just be nice to have. So we have that tire there. And if you see all these like sticks and stuff around and ropes and stuff, we were having an issue with deer jumping in here and eating the chicken's food, and so that's why we have those sticks. I think this time around we're gonna do something different because the sticks is not super functional. But then we have back here just this roosting bar little situation. You probably can't see it in the video, but the roof part of this is like completely falling over. So we might fix it, we might not. I mean, not a huge deal. And then we have just this ladder here. Our chickens that we had before did not really like this thing. Maybe we have it facing the wrong way. I don't know. They didn't really like it. So that's that. But then moving down here, whoa, it is super muddy. Moving down here, this is our food and water area that we have for the chickens. Right now, their water is disgusting. Like I said, they haven't been in here for about 2 weeks. But we had this like 3-gallon bucket that's over there, just sitting on there for a bit, but then I was trying to break the ice one day and completely broke it. We have this heater right here that has worked pretty well. In the cold winter, it tends to still freeze, but that's okay. And then here is our feed system that we have used for the last 2 years. We have just had this bucket. My dad drilled some holes in the bottom, or on the sides, I mean. And once every couple weeks, we would come down, unscrew the lid, dump more feed in. It worked. It's not great. It doesn't hold a lot of feed, but for the purpose, it worked. And then when we would have scraps, we would just come down here and just dump them on the ground. Again, not great, but it worked. And then over here, I will show you our actual coop. So this, like I said, also came from our neighbors. It's a really great coop. It is insulated really well, so even in the cold winter, you can open the door and there's like a rush of heat. So even throughout most of the winter, we have these ventilation windows open, but we just have this door here. One thing that I didn't love about this door is that it was not big enough to put in an automatic door. I bought one and it was too small. I probably could have gotten a bigger one, but if I were to make it myself again, it might be better to do a smaller door. And then over on each side, there are just egg collecting doors. We just have some doors here. These we actually did have to replace ourselves because they were pretty old and they were soaked through and just kind of falling apart. So there's one on each side and then another ventilation window. And then just a door here with that in there. Oh, forgot. Up there, there are some roosting bars that they would sleep on. So that is what the coop looks like right now. I also last year put up this gutter. If you can't tell, there's not a downspout. I definitely need to take it down and put it back up better, but that is here for now. So what is the plan? What's the goal? So we are hoping to get new baby chicks here in the next couple of weeks. This year, our goal, or my goal, is to, number one, get some more color in the flock, like the actual chickens, but also the eggs. So we're looking to get some Easter eggers and some black copper Morans, and I don't know what other ones. We're getting quite a few different chickens. I would like to get a Buff Orpington rooster because they are very nice, but if we can't get a rooster, it won't be the end of the world. We are going to get some more Rhode Island Reds like we had last time. They were really great egg-laying chickens, but we are just hoping to get more of a variety. We're hoping to get between 12 and 15 chicks this year. I wanted to get more, but I understand there would have been a time crunch to do some of the additions and stuff like that that would have to happen in order to be able to house 25 chickens. Also, some of you guys might be asking about meat birds. We are doing meat birds, but we are not personally raising them. Some friends of ours from church, they are also doing meat birds, and they offered that if we just cover the cost of feed and help process, that they would raise them. So we are going to be doing meat birds. I hope to potentially get some of that as content, but that is that. Also, I don't know if I mentioned how I did. But for the things that need to happen before we get our chicks out here. So I will be making a video all about raising the chicks until the point where they come out here, but there are some things that need to happen before we put them out here, or some things that we really would like to happen. So number one is we need to put up the boards on this. So we had, if you can see here on the ground, there's a board right here. We have them laid out all around here, but in between each post up top here, the old owners had the boards posted up here to keep them straight. And I understand why they did, because some of them are starting to turn. So that's one thing that we really need to do. A second thing is we need to put up a better fence. And for us, I believe that's going to look like an electric poultry netting fence. I think what we're going to do is probably get like 2 or 3 segments and just run it the entire way around the outside of the coop. And then what we can do then with that is we can open the door over there, and we can open the door on the back of the actual coop, the hen house, and they can roam around outside here, but they're still protected by the electric netting. And if we want to add more segments, they can go down farther here into the woods. Now, we have thought about sky predators, but we do have a dog, and we're hoping that by having him around the chickens a little bit more, that he will be able to protect them a little bit better. I don't believe that we lost any of our other chickens to sky predators. Really, the only thing here would be hawks. And so we're not super worried about that. We did have bird netting over the rest of the run area for a while, but I don't really think that we need that this time. So number one, the boards. Number two, the electric fencing. And my mom really would like to put a drain, like not a French drain, some type of drain around up top, because it gets super muddy, as you could tell whenever I almost fell earlier. It gets super muddy down here. Another option that me and my dad had talked about was potentially extending this so that it went all the way up to the top of the coop, or to the top of the run. And so then we wouldn't have to put in a drain, because this would all be covered. And also with putting in the electric netting, they won't be scratching and foraging on this as much. So hopefully it won't be as muddy. But that is that. And then the last 2 things that I really would like to do is, number one, finish this gutter and put in a rain barrel. And number 2 is redo our food and water system. So for the watering system, I'm thinking at this point, I will probably just have the rain barrel with a spout on the bottom, and then we'll keep the same bucket method. The biggest pain with it is having to carry water down here every time. So I think that if we just have the rain barrel down here and we can fill it, we can dump out the water if it gets yucky. I think that will be fine. I don't really want to do some big fancy watering system, especially because in the winter it would probably freeze anyways. So I believe we're just going to stick with the bucket system, but we are going to get a rain barrel. And then also for the food system, I would like to get a 55-gallon garbage can and put holes in the bottom on the sides and put like PVC piping on there. And then you can fill it all up. It will hold a lot more food. Deer will not be able to get in there as easily or at all. And yeah, so if you have other suggestions of what we could do, I would love to hear them. But that is our plan for right now. And then just some other like future type things that we've been thinking about is, the main thing would be to make this area here a coop add-on. So my thinking was making a coop add-on from here. This would be the corner, so it would be in line with the fence and with the actual coop. And essentially what we would do is we would cut out this whole side, take it off, and then lay probably concrete down here, and then basically make it into a shed. So there would be a roof that would be just an extension of the lean-to here, and there would be a wall here, and then walls here, 2 doors that would open so you could walk in. So right now I would be in the coop, and then over here on the side there would be some more nesting boxes on the ground, some roosting bars. There'd be some roosting bars here, and then this would be completely open, like I said, and we would have like a little ramp up there so that they could also be in this part of the coop, but it would all be one big coop. And then we would cut a hole out of this fencing here and have an automatic door that just let them right in to underneath the shelter there. So especially like in the winter when it's cold and they don't want to be walking through snow, they can just walk out and have their food. The nice thing also is with a space like that, during the winter, we would have the option to have their food and water inside. That way we would have to worry less about the water freezing and animals trying to get in there for food and everything. So honestly, they could just stay in the coop most of the time if that was the case. But that's the plan. There are a couple of other ideas that I had. Like I would like to make one of those little chicken swings, but that's just kind of like a fun project where basically it looks like a soil sifter. You make like a frame out of 2x4s or just pieces of wood, and then you staple hardware cloth to it, and then you hang it from something like this, and then you are able to like put food on top so that they can either jump on top and eat the treats off the top, or they can peck it from underneath and the food doesn't get all gross and mushy and all those fun things. So I believe that's it. Thank you for watching. Again, it's very sad, but such is life, and they were good to us. We had them for about 2 years, and we are very excited to be able to get new baby chicks. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and again, if you would subscribe and like this video, I would really appreciate it. And if you wanted to comment down below any ideas that you had for our coop, or any ideas of chicken breeds that we should get. I think that we're pretty set on the ones that I want to get, but I would love to hear your guys' opinions, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.